We look at Korea's main industries and foreign investor success stories to present Korea's outstanding investment environment. Explore potential opportunities to grow with Korea. Hello, I'm Shin Ah-young. Semiconductors are vital to all industries, laying the foundation for economic growth and securing leadership in high-tech industries. In the first half of this year, the shortage of automotive semiconductors hit the global auto industry hard. But the battle is far from over as countries compete to gain the upper hand in the semiconductor market. Looking at the 2020 figures, Korea's semiconductor industry accounted for 18.4% of the global market. In the memory semiconductor sector, Korea dominated with a market share of 56.9%. In 2020, Korea's semiconductor exports reached $99.2 billion, increasing by 5.6% from the previous year. Semiconductors make up 19.3% of the total export revenues and lead the Korean economy and industry. The COVID-19 pandemic is spurring on the digital economy, raising the demand for semiconductors used in computers, smart devices, and servers. However, it has caused major disruptions in the international division of labor and the global supply chain, initiating each country to shift towards a local supply chain. As the semiconductor supply chain prepares for a major redesign, Korean semiconductor companies are responding quickly to the market changes, re-evaluating their manufacturing facilities and supply chain risks, and readjusting their production lineups. Samsung Electronics will invest $145.49 billion in system semiconductors till 2030 to speed up R&D of advanced foundry processes and establish more production lines. Meanwhile, SK hynix plans to build a semiconductor ecosystem by investing extensively in memory foundries based in the Yongin cluster. The Korean government announced the K-semiconductor strategy to make Korea an all-round semiconductor powerhouse. It will input $434.05 billion into the industry through private sector till 2030 and build a K-semiconductor belt that spans the Pangyo and Pyeongtaek clusters and continues to Hwasong, Yongin, and Cheonan, establishing the world's largest semiconductor supply chain. The government has also proposed a special law to give tax benefits to the semiconductor industry and support infrastructure development. The government's active support and strategies will take the semiconductor industry a step further and higher, offering greater opportunities to foreign invested companies. Based on this background, many multinational semiconductor companies have entered the Korean market. We'll meet one of them today, a company that possesses global expertise and leading technology, Edwards, and listen to their successful investment story here in Korea. Many multinational companies are already operating in Korea. Today, we'll meet one of them, a company that possesses global expertise and technology, Edwards Korea, and listen to their successful investment story here in Korea. I'm here at Edwards Korea in Cheonan with Mr. Jason Yoon, General Manager of Edwards Korea. Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for coming.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Tell us a little bit about Edwards Korea.
Edward is 102 years old with global expertise in innovative technology. We are the leader for the semi and display manufacturing process. We have more than 1,000 employees with a state-of-the-art manufacturing system in Korea. And with the largest capacity, we've been supporting our Korean and the global customer for decades.
So Edwards it has a global presence. But why did it decide to enter the Korean market?
E드워드코리아 was established in 1992, so it's been about 30 years now. We decided to move our production site from England to Asia, considering the fact that many global semi and display companies are all based in Asia and build their supply chain there. However, though we decided to move our production site to Korea, simply because we have many global world-class customers like Samsung, SK Hynix, LG Display, all based in Korea. We wanted to support local for local with the speed and flexibility.
Right.
So that's the main reason why we decided to move to Korea.
Right. So that was 1992.
1992.
Right. So there were a lot of reasons to come to Korea. Is it enough to stay? Is my next question, because recently the Korean government announced that they will be putting over $425 billion into the semiconductor sector through private companies, and this plan is about to unfold and go on until 2030. And it also plans to build a semiconductor belt and establish the world's largest and most advanced semiconductor distribution network. So there's a lot of support from the government. How has that affected your business?
Well, in fact, we have invested like $200 million since 2010, and we continue to increase our capacity to meet the customers' growing demand. So, the Korean government's support for the semiconductor and key customers' investment plan is great news. And so I think it only justifies our long-term investment plan in Korea. So in line with our customers' investment, in fact, we just had a groundbreaking ceremony in Asan in September, and we expect that factory will be up and running by April of 2022. And once that new factory in Asan is ready, and we expect our capacity to be double, and we should be able to meet the growing demand from key customers.
So a lot of good news for Edwards Korea.
Yeah, so basically another new factory like the same size of this to be ready by spring of next year.
Wow. So you're expecting a lot of growth, right?
Absolutely.
In the future, but it has to be sustainable.
Absolutely, yeah.
Based on your successful investment in Korea, what's your advice to potential foreign investors?
In fact, Korea has many opportunities. We have Korea is a center of semiconductor, fast growing with the world-class customers in Korea. We have a great infrastructure and the resources and technology, very strong supply chain. So, with all that, and I think there are many reasons to make an investment in Korea.
Right, just come. Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Greet you with open arms.
No reason not to.
Right. Okay, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Yoon. I had a great time.
Well, thank you for having me.
That was Mr. Jason Yoon, General Manager of Edwards Korea. FDI Focus Korea will be back with more information for foreign investors hoping to invest in Korea. We wish you all the success here in Korea, and until next time, goodbye and good luck.